Welcome to the Columbian Exchange Show. I'm your host, Hunter Prespolinski, and today we're exploring one of the most transformative events in history, the Columbian Exchange. Here's a brief introduction of the Columbian Exchange. The Columbian Exchange was the widespread transfer of plants, animals, people, diseases, and cultures between the Americas, Europe, and Africa after Christopher Columbus's voyage in 1492. Joining me are my brilliant panel of experts, Vontrell Jones, Owen Dameron, and John McNabb. Let's dive in. Owen, let's start with you. The Columbian Exchange had such a massive impact on culture and society. What are some of the changes you'd like to highlight?
Thanks, Hunter. One of the biggest changes was the explosion in global population. This was thanks to crops like potatoes and maize, which were super nutrient rich and life-changing. Ireland and China, for example, adopted these crops as staples, and it really boosted their food supplies. Let's talk about horses. They were game changers in the Americas, especially for Native American cultures in the Great Plains. Horses made hunting, travel, and even warfare more efficient, but it's not all positive. Diseases like smallpox and measles, which Europeans brought, devastated indigenous populations. Entire communities were wiped out.
Wow, it's a mix of innovation and tragedy. Thanks, Owen. Vontrell, you've been focusing on the darker side of this exchange. What stands out the most to you?
For me, Hunter, the sheer loss of life is staggering. Imagine up to 90% of indigenous populations in the Americas died from disease like smallpox. That's entire civilizations, like the Aztecs, Incas, gone in the matter of years. And it wasn't just about disease. Invasive species, pigs, rats, even weeds, completely disrupted ecosystems. They pushed out native plants and animals, throwing everything off balance. Then there's the transatlantic slave trade. The demand for labor, especially for sugarcane and tobacco plantations, uprooted millions of Africans. The system didn't just exploit. It left behind a painful legacy of inequality and suffering.
Heavy stuff, Vontrell. Thanks for shedding light on those consequences. John, you've got the agricultural and environmental angle. What's your perspective?
Thanks, Hunter. From an agricultural standpoint, the Columbian Exchange was monumental. Crops like potatoes, maize, and cassava reshaped diets and supported population growth around the world. Ireland thrived on potatoes, and cassava became a key part of African cuisine. But it wasn't just crops. European livestock like cattle, pigs, and sheep transformed life in the Americas. They brought new sources of food and labor, but also came at a cost. Over-reliance on cash crops like sugarcane led to deforestation and soil exhaustion. And let's not forget, this period laid the foundation for global capitalism.
It's incredible how everything, agriculture, ecosystem, and economies, became so interconnected. Now, before we wrap it up, I wanted to end on a positive note. Panel, in one sentence, what do you think is the most lasting impact of the Columbian Exchange?
I think the most lasting impact of the Columbian Exchange was the blending of cultures which give us traditions and innovations that define societies up even to this very day.
It set the stage for modern agriculture and global economy that sustains us today.
It's a reminder of how global connections can both uplift and destroy. Lessons we still need to learn.
Beautifully said, all of you, and that's a wrap on the Columbian Exchange Show. Big thanks to our guests, and of course, to you, our viewers. See you next time.